Hello guys, welcome to a new video. Today I'm gonna be showing you a Umbra initiative build with 450 crit damage and 60% crit chance. So this is the build we're using. So I'll start at the top. I use the gunner specialization. Why is that, you think? It's because we need some armor for the what's it called, the backfire. So what this talent does is it gives you 100, no, 200% crit damage at full stacks, but it gives you 0.5 armor damage per stack. So that means if you're at 100 stacks, it's gonna be doing a lot of damage to you. So what you want to avoid that is some armor and some other things to boost that, but I'll start at the gunner. So if you know the gunner, if you go to this, the incessant tier 3, killing an enemy grants 10% armor. So if you don't mistake it for a bonus armor, so if you had full armor already, it's gonna do nothing. But if we're getting that bleed from the backfire, it's gonna be giving us 10% armor back when we kill one. Okay, then it's just some reload speed. You get some extra bonus armor for a medkit. And then right here, if you have you want to use this one. And that's basically it, why we use this specialization. Okay, so now I'm gonna get into the backfire. So it's gonna give us a lot of damage. You want crit chance and damage out of cover. It's not optimized for me yet, but working on it. Then, as I explained earlier, so once you deal damage, each shot is gonna give you 1 stack. So you need 100 stacks for a 200% crit damage, but it only lasts for 10 seconds. But if you keep shooting, the stacks keep coming, so you don't need to worry about it that it's gonna disappear when you're shooting someone, and then if you don't shoot him for a second, it's gonna disappear. No, it just stays. If you shoot and add between 10 seconds. Then the mods are gonna give us a lot of crit chance. So we have 15 crit chance, 20 plus rounds, 10% stability, and 50% crit damage. So if you pair the crit chance from here with the crit chance from here, you're almost at max. So you're at 36. And then if you count the crit chance you get from your watch, so your watch is gonna give you 10% more. So then you're at 46. And then if you go to the other attributes, as you see, I have some crit chance here. Don't have anything here. Nothing here. So it's basically, I use Adrenaline Rush for my backpack with Walker Harris, so 5% weapon damage. Also not optimized yet. Working on it. So we use crit chance, crit damage, and we use Adrenaline Rush. Think, why do we use Adrenaline Rush? So what's gonna do this for you, if whenever you're in 10 meters of an enemy, gain 20% bonus armor for 5 seconds. Stacks up to 3 times. That means you're gonna be getting 60% bonus armor if you're just face tanking everyone, which you're able to do with this build because it does a lot of damage. So we use Adrenaline Rush. Then for the Umbra, it's gonna give us also crit chance, so that's how we get the max crit chance. Then we got some reload speed for 3 piece, and then 4 piece gives us from the shadows. So what's this gonna do? While in cover, gain 10 stacks per second up to 50 stacks. Each stacks will give you 1.2 crit damage increase and 0.4% RPM, rounds per minute, so this means you're gonna be shooting faster. Buff does not apply while shooting from cover. So let me go to the shooting range real quick. Okay, so as you see, the stacks that I'm getting now, the green symbol you see with the birds, this is gonna give us the other stack. So you have the top stack, then you see buff does not apply while in cover, and then while out of cover, agents lose 2%, 2 stacks per second at normal speed, and while sprinting, only 1 stack. And that still counts for the first talent. And then we have a second talent, while out of cover and in combat, gain 10 stacks per second up to 50. Each stack will give you 0.8 armor regen when it's consumed. Stacks consume 10 stacks per second only in cover. So the stacks you see now on my bar with the bird is the last one. So this, if I damage myself real quick, show what you're gonna see now. If I go in cover, you see I get armor regen. So you see it slowly goes up. This is gonna help with the bleed from the backfire. And if I go out of cover, so now you see both stacks. So the left stack is the one you get from sitting in cover. So this is gonna give us the crit damage. So we go into cover, we get our damage buff, and then when we get out of cover, it just slowly decreases. So, and then if you just stand, it's gonna be 2 stacks a second. So that means it's gonna be lasting 25 seconds. 50 seconds, because if you see the chest piece, it's gonna give us from the shadows, increase max stacks from the shadows from 50 to 100 and from 10 to 20. So this means the buffs, so the top talents will go instead of stacks per second up to 50. So that means it's gonna give us 120 crit damage instead of only 60. And it means that we have 100. No, not 100. We still have the 50 for the last one, but it consumes 20 stacks instead of 10. So it means you're gonna be regenning quicker. Then, if you go into the attributes, I just have weapon damage, all rolled, so it's all red cores. And then I use hazard protection on 4 pieces to deal with the bleed. So this is gonna give us 40% plus the one you get from the watch. It's gonna give us, let me see, 10%. So that means we're gonna be sitting at 50, which is not much by any means, but it's gonna be enough to stop the bleeding and still be comfortable running around. And then when the talent also gives you the armor regen, so if you're really low or you need some extra HP, just sit in cover for a second and you'll get your armor back. Then on the holster I just have crit damage, because you're gonna be rolling all crit damage, so this crit chance isn't even needed, but I just use it because it's a piece from my other build, because we are at 60 from just the weapon, the watch and the gear saddle already without needing any attributes. So all hazards, crit damage, no hazard on this one, just crit damage, crit chance. Then I use the Soul of Concern for the SMG damage, weapon damage, hazard protection and crit damage. And then I use a shield and a hive. So shields just so you face tank more, because this is what your build's gonna do, because you might think the stacks for the crit damage are gonna be going out really fast, but it's long enough to just be comfortable face tanking some shit. Okay, so now let's go into the damage. So it's the same with Striker, you need to build some stacks, which is not optimal, but if you get 450 crit damage, it's worth it. So we're gonna be, so you see we get bonus armor because we're in range. We're not getting all it because we only get 22 stacks and you can get up to 3. So now we're gonna stand to cover to build our crit damage stacks. We're gonna shoot to build our backfire stacks. Let's build these stacks. So you see you get some bleeds, and the more stacks you have, the more bleed you're gonna get. So you see 644,000 without the buffs from the Umbra Initiative. So now I go out of cover, and now you see 700,000 body shots and 780,000 on headshots. So the thing is with this build is gonna be really fun to play with because you're playing with those two talents from the Umbra Initiative. So if you shoot and you feel like you're getting low, just build the stacks. Just see, half of the time I don't even get the bleed because we just have enough hazard protection and enough bonus armor to not be affected by it while still getting all the great talents from it. So this is why we use it. But you see the damage drops down once we lose the stacks. So if I go back into cover now, it's gonna be going back up again. So you see I'm at full stacks, 800,000 headshots, 700 body shots. Okay, so now I'll show you some heroic gameplay, and you can see how it just melts everything. So I'll just go into a random mission.
You have received an invite to another agent's group. Safe area detected.
Okay. It's not working.
Invite to another.
Okay, so just to clarify, it's not the... What's this shit?
You are now in a group.
It's not the best build in the game because Striker is still the most overpowered
Area entered.
in the game. So you won't be
Have left the group.
getting as much as Striker, but it's not that much difference, and you still get that extra survivability from the Umbra. So it gives you some nice buffs. So yeah, it's a great build. Been using it for not too long, but I like it. And then obviously I only got one piece. I only got one piece with the expertise on it, so it's not the most amount of armor, because if you do 25% expertise on every part, you're gonna be having 150% more armor, which is gonna give you a huge boost. Okay, so we'll have District Union area. I'm not gonna show the full, but I'll show you a small part of it.
Get in there and hunt them down.
So what I do is just build my stacks while in cover, and I also build my stacks from the Bleeding Dead. And I see the adrenaline rush giving me some extra bonus armor. You can see it just melts. Just melts everything. You do have to be careful if you use it and you shield broke and don't have any other buffs, because we're gonna be dead very quick if you don't have your shield up. So you wanna be careful then. But if you need some armor, just go into cover. It's gonna give you some. So now I'll do the same thing. Just go in cover, build my stacks. See, full stacks for my Umbra. No one will shoot. You see, if you keep an eye on the stacks, it's not going down very quickly, which is a good thing. So you see these elite enemies, they just get melted. It's insane. And it's only 700,000 damage, which is not as much as you'll be getting with the ARs, but the fire rate and all the other things are just insanely good, because you get, I think, 400 or 500 more RPM than with the assault rifle. So see, now I don't have my stacks, now I don't do much damage. Now I need some armor, so what I'll do is I'll just... okay, or not. Just see, it's that's what I meant by you need to be careful once your shield breaks, because you're dead very fast, because I don't have any blue cores. If you want some more survivability, you can also add some armor cores if you feel more comfortable with that. But for me, I don't find that it's really necessary to have a blue core. I think it would be nice, but I don't want to sacrifice any damage. So you see all these enemies, they just get melted.
Another agent has joined your group.
You see, when I'm in cover, my stacks from my first talent, so the one with the crit damage, isn't applied. So it only works when you're outside of cover. Because otherwise you can just stay in cover all the time and just have massive amounts of damage. Just see, just melt everything. Be careful when your shield breaks. Look, now I go into cover. See the armor regen coming into play. The thing is, if you have more armor, it's obviously gonna heal you more, because the percentages are gonna be higher if you have more armor from base. And then just something to know, the regen doesn't count when you have bonus armor. So it doesn't give you extra regen when you have the bonus armor active, it's just your base armor. I can just face tank this guy.
Local power offline. Circuit breaker detected.
Just charging, and then now we can melt some guys. So I'm just gonna show you this last part, because it's gonna be the part with the mall, I think. Oh no, that's the next part. So I'll just show you with the boss, so you can see how it performs against bosses. And then that will be it for this video. see it just melts, it's insane. Oh yeah, something I forgot to mention, if you feel like the bleed isn't control enough, you can always swap some crit damage mods for some bleed resistance. Which is also gonna help a lot. If you got it maxed out, it's gonna give you 10%. Then you'll be sitting at 60%. Together with the hazard protection. So that should be enough if you only use one. If you want to use more, feel free. It's just what you prefer. I find that that's 40, no 50 is for me enough. Okay, so now I'll just show you from the mall, and then I'll end the video, just so you can see how it performs against more HP enemies with more armor and shit. So you can see how much damage it does.
Immediate medical assistance needed.
You see it just melts a boss. It's insane. And yes, I'm getting some buffs I think from my teammates, little bit, because I do 30,000 more than I did in the firing range, but still it's absurd how much damage it does. Especially for it being so easy to make, because it's a gear set, it's really easy to make because you don't have to farm a chest piece with a specific talent and specific rolls. So it shouldn't take you more than 2 or 3 countdown runs to farm all the pieces you need, which is also nice because if you don't feel like farming for a while, it's also good. Okay, but that will be it for today's video. So if you like it, like and subscribe, it really helps me out, and hope to see some more people using Umbra, because not much people use it, but it's really underrated how good it is. Okay, see you in the next video.